And good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Good Things Utah. Glad you are watching on this chilly Thursday morning.
It hurts, yeah.
17 degrees.
My bones are cold.
But the wind makes it feel even colder than that.
That's where
Doesn't
it gets you. Yeah, you get that chill to the bone, and then you cannot warm up all day.
Well, this goes through the state today, down even into Las Vegas. Just that chilly wind, cold temperatures. It's so crazy how a lot of East Coast cities are experiencing the warmest winter they've ever had.
Rude.
And we are socked in with the cold weather right now.
Let's swap them.
Well, just you wait. It's moving through. So
yeah,
they're going to get it.
They're going to get what they get.
They're going to get what they get.
Let's talk about a study just released this week from the CDC. And because I have two daughters and one of them is a teenager, I can't believe one's already 20 years old, but this definitely caught my eye. It's a serious topic, alarming data showing teen girls in our country are experiencing record high levels of sadness and violence and suicidal behavior, and LGBTQ plus youth are facing increased distress and hopelessness. So they took a look at adolescent girls across the country. And this is what, I mean, this is not shocking, I don't think, to anyone, but when the CDC confirms it and says from the CDC themselves that we've done this youth risk behavioral study every year since 1991, and this year the findings are more startling than they ever have been before. This woman says, as a parent, I am heartbroken. As a public health leader, I'm driven to act. We have to do better when it comes to our teen girls. 32% of high school students say they experience persistent sadness, 10% attempting suicide just last year. This is double the percentages of boys. This is affecting our teen girls more than it ever has before, a 60% increase since 2011. This stat is frightening. 30%, almost one in three teen girls say they seriously considered attempting suicide just in the last year.
1 in 3 girls. I mean, that is startling, and that's an epidemic. Truly.
Did you say to a 60% increase since 2011?
Yes.
So is social media a huge factor with all of this?
Let's jump in. I mean, what's changed since 2011? I think for teen girls, we've never been more connected. Right? You never have had access to more information than you have in 2023. But why are we so disconnected? Where's the happiness disconnect when it comes to our teen girls and what they're being shown on social media and just what they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis?
Isn't it interesting that it's targeted and it's particularly it's teen girls and what's happening with boys? I mean, why is there that disparity? What's happening with our teen girls right now?
And I can't speak to boys as much as I can to my own teenage daughter, who I know there is something about that push for social media and that dopamine rush of looking at it and not being able to put that phone down. And when you do put it down, this feeling of loss because now you're not connected. So right back to the phone. And I think those images and that knowledge, like I always say, knowledge is power, because she's so much smarter and more informed than I ever was at her age. But then what does all that knowledge do to a 17-year-old that is still trying to process the world?
Right. I think if I try to put myself in that place, if I was a teenager now and I had Instagram and I had all the apps now, and I'm constantly seeing people like the Kardashians, seeing the plastic surgery, they have all the money at their disposal. They can keep up with all of the products, the surgeries. I can't imagine what it would feel like to look at that and what kind of pressure you must be under to feel like you have to look like that too and live that standard as well.
Nisha, you also mentioned in that article violence.
Yeah, I think this comes with dating and what they're dealing with dating more than teen girls ever have before. They say the pressure, dramatic increases in violence on dates, and that scared me, and it should scare everyone out there as a parent. What's happening? The pressure. You mentioned pressure. I think it's in every aspect of their life. The pressure to do or be this on a date that they're not doing, so they're experiencing that violence too. The CDC says this should definitely alarm you. This should be concerning. And now the question is, what do we do about it? How can we act to change this?
And I'm glad we've been talking about this week dating and safety measures and what you should do while dating. And we shared those tips yesterday about we should have 10 dates before we ever have someone come to the house, or you could be pushed into the door. Don't have the person walk you to the door, because that can happen. Police have reports of dates pushing someone through the door and then violence happens. So I think it's important to talk about and having someone like the government say that this is a warning, caution to the wind, moms and dads.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, knowledge is great for your kids, but it's also great for parents. Now that you know this is happening, you have to talk about it.
And
You have
that's
to
what I
talk
was
about
just going to
the
say.
mental health crisis.
Because there is that pressure. So what do we do with that pressure? When you're that young, you don't have the perspective, the life experience, maybe the boundaries that need to be implemented. So it's the parents, right? It's the adults that need to keep talking to them and kind of giving them as much perspective
I think
as we can.
Oftentimes we say, who's raising this generation? Gen Z, who are you? My children. Right? It comes down to the parents. They're our children.
Yeah.